So, all right, y'all, let's dig in. So today is officially the first day of the last 6 months of the year. And I thought what we would do, which would be kind of cool, is a 6 month protocol. You can also take the same sort of strategies and do what is called a 15th protocol. And what that is a check-in point on your goals exactly halfway through the time period. So the month of the year. So today I thought we'd do a check-in point for the year. So out of curiosity, and I want to focus in on work goals on this one. At the beginning of this year, what was your one goal for 2022? Y'all talk. Like, what's your one thing that you're like, this is my one thing I wanted to do business-wise?
Consistent lead gen.
Perfect. Who else? Morning, Lisa. There's a question in the chat box at the beginning of the year, this year, and I want to focus on work goals. We're doing a 6 month protocol, a 6 month checkup on our goals. So the question is, and I'm going to keep on throwing questions in the chat box for our chat. Well, at the beginning of this year, what was your main work goal? And Bree, what was yours again?
Mine was consistent lead gen.
Consistent lead gen. Okay. Can you define that? Was there a definition around it? I mean, what does consistent mean to you?
Consistent means daily.
Okay.
And
where's your vacation time?
We're supposed to put 5 days a week
first.
Right. 5 days a week.
5 days a week, consistent lead gen. Okay. And that can be for 48 years, weeks a year, or whatever you decide is going to be your weeks you're going to be working.
All right. It feels like 48 years.
By the way, that used to be a line that I did when people asked me when I was brand new how long I've been in real estate. I go, seems like forever. And, it'd been, 3 weeks, but whatever. All right. Who else wants to share their goals that they had at the beginning of this year, their one main real estate goal?
I don't.
Okay. That's fair enough. You can have to. Mine was, I had 9 people. I wanted 36, and I count my year from June to June because that's when I started in EXP. So mine was to go from 9 to 36. I did not hit that goal. I did not hit it, but that was my main one. Does anyone else want to share their main one?
Mine was just a prospect every day.
Perfect. And is there any time frame or anything else around that, or is it literally just to make sure you do it every day?
Just make sure I do something every day.
All right. Let me shrink that down so I can see. Perfect. Okay. My next question. This year, this 6 months so far, what have you overcome? Again, work-wise. Is there something that you've overcome or learned or grown in?
I think I've learned and grown in all kinds of things. I have successfully added at least a couple of people on. I just finished going through that commercial EXP thing. I actually think that I did okay on the test, but I don't know until later today. Well, almost tonight, almost tomorrow, whatever. I have closed a deal. I'm currently working on more business that, even though it's not concrete as I'd like it to be, it's more than I have had in the past all at one time.
Nice.
Oh, that's good.
It's great. It's really great. Nice.
I'm in process of working with Mr. Kinder, which I'm a little nervous about.
With Braden? Why?
Why? Because I don't know how good I am at being as consistent as I know it should be. Mm-hmm. That's one thing. I have troubles just sitting in front of the computer and watching all that kind of stuff. And I feel like I need to be. So that's provided, of course, I'm getting all these leads, which I don't have 100% confidence that will happen, at least very quickly. Just because I don't have a good sphere, I don't have any of that stuff. So I know that's going to take longer and it's harder to build. It takes time. So
it takes time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know that it's immediate, but I don't want to feel trapped, and because I'll fight against that. I know I will.
Well, what I want you to do is I want you to pat yourself on the back for the things that you have overcome, because
Mhm.
those are really good things.
Yeah,
They're
I think so.
really, really good things. Yep.
All right, so I'll shut up. Somebody else's turn.
Does anyone else want to share what they've overcome so far or grown or learned this year?
Hey,
Yeah. You want to elaborate a
you know,
little?
like, yeah, that it will come. Do the activities and don't try and control everything. Do what you can do and have faith that it'll, not every step of the way go, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like now.
I have to say that that's my same lesson that I learned. I got really, really frustrated a few months ago, and I kept on doing the activities, but I wasn't seeing any results, and it was just moving slow. And I was putting on one, maybe two people a month, and that's it. And it frustrated the hell out of me. And I mean, it really did. I mean, it really messed with what was going on in here. And I kept on doing the activities and doing the activities. And then I would check in with other people. Is this going to work? Is this going to work? And it does. It really
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I don't know if I've overcome it, because I hope that if I'm
Right.
in the situation again, I won't go through that. But the head spin space is really not a great space for me. And I need to just trust the process. And like Bree said, I need to not worry about the outcome. I'll just keep on throwing balls up in the air. They have to come down at some point. It can't not.
Mm.
It can't not, That's mine. Does anyone else want to share what they've overcome, learned, or grown in so far this year?
It's your turn, Michael. Or Lisa, I'm sorry.
I'm just here listening.
All right, just here listening. You can
I'm
just
getting better. I'm only doing what I have to do this week, and other than that, I'm sleeping.
good. You need to rest up. Lisa got COVID. Can I share? Sorry, I already did. Can I share?
Yeah, the day after shareholders, I was in bed at the damn hotel, and that ruined the rest of my vacation. And then I couldn't get a flight out. Everything got canceled. And so
Oh,
it was a nightmare getting home, and I've been really busy. It's my business. I mean, all you have to do to get busy is either get sick or go travel, and I did both. I came home and it was so busy. I didn't have anybody to help me, and I
oh,
have done everything I needed to do, and in between I sleep.
Oh, Carol, I'm so sorry. It's so hard. I'm glad you're here and you don't have to input anything you don't want to. You can just like chill back. So you have a
Good, because I don't have my friends back.
you
It's all
chill.
I can do to make sure I cross all the T's and dot all the I's, and then lay back and go, ah.
Yeah.
But you're
Yeah.
getting better. That's good.
Yeah, yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Good. All right. Are you on track for 2022? This is just a simple yes or no. Are you on track?
no.
Me either.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You either?
I don't think so.
Hell no.
Yep, I'm not either, and I'm certainly not on track for hitting my next year. Okay, so the next one, here we go. What are you avoiding that is keeping you from your goal because it's too hard or too scary?
Taxes. It's still not done.
Okay.
Going after commercial business.
Ah,
It seems, because it's so new, and so I know once I get into it, I'll love it, and I love learning about it. But I had someone tell me a negative thought. Like, I was so excited when I did the NCREA and I got the certification back in December, and I took Gary's courses and I joined the mastermind. I'm feeling all, and I was starting to prospect.
mm-hmm.
I had a colleague tell me, it was like, I had someone that was about to do a commercial deal. And I had a colleague to come up, not on the GIA team or anything, just here in Nashville. We used to touch base every morning. And she was like, "Oh, are you going to tell them that you're not the expert and that you're really putting them in jeopardy?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Well, you've not done a commercial deal." I was like, "Did you say that to your first client when you were in residential?" She's like, "No." And I was like, "So there's no need." And then I started doubting myself after preparing myself educationally and then, working with Gary and the team. And so even though I know I can do a good job, that negative thought.
You need to get away from that person.
No,
I have.
that's what I was going to say first, but I changed my mind. I think you need to recruit her. She's jealous.
And she also told me, because I had a deal where I was working with an investor who was going to buy a property that I was selling, and my seller was okay with that. I was going to drop down to facilitator, and he wanted me to manage it. He was from California. She actually came out of her mouth. She was like, "Well, are you going to tell your seller you're in bed with the investor?" And I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Is that my nature? Is that my integrity? My integrity?" So we've not talked since, but I was hurt because for a year and a half, we talked every morning, and I thought she knew me. Business wise, we touch base about our business and, kind of motivate each other. So for her to say those two things to me, I know me that and I knew this investor and I knew my seller, and for some reason it just sticks in the back of my mind.
Yeah, people are just mean.
I've never had that before.
I'm glad you found out now.
Yeah.
Rather than letting it continue to eat away or cast doubts or plant stupid seeds that don't need to be for weeds that don't need to be planted. Nobody needs to plant weeds. They can grow just fine on their own. Thank you very dang much. So I am now.
It felt like a chapter from the Mean Girls Club. But I never had people in my circle that have ever talked to me or treated me, or I usually was a pretty good read of people at the beginning, and I just wouldn't I don't have a big circle, and the fact that I let her in my circle and then this popped out, it was just bizarre.
Do you know if there's anything on a personal level with that person that might be going on because I mean, she's obviously jealous, but there's something else going on.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
Look for the money problem.
For the money problem.
It might be that, Mike. What would you do with somebody like that, Michael?
Do what?
What would you do with somebody like that? Besides get them away. I'm just curious. Is that okay, Gina? Can I ask?
Yeah, this is an open forum. It's all for everybody. It's not me guiding stuff. I don't have all the answers. I'm just on the path with y'all.
Well, it's your thing, though.
Yeah, first off, you are right. Negative goes away really, really quick. I would probably call them out and ask them why they think I should do all of those things. Not that I would not do that, because I would let the investor know and everybody know my situation, who I'm in contact with.
Right.
Because I would use that towards my advantage to say, look, I have an insight. I know this person, or that I would use it that way so they would know.
Mm-hmm.
But I would ask this person, what makes you think I should tell? Okay. So what I've learned, if you want people to respect you and trust you, be the ones asking the questions, not letting them ask. Don't answer questions. So you probably heard me 1,000 times say, can I ask you about that? That's my go-to question. Can I ask you about that? Great. What makes you think I should tell them that? Right. And always, if you have all heard it, the person that asked the questions, conversation, the person that talks much loses the deal.
And they feel the most loved while they're losing the deal.
Well, the thing is, I approach for instance, and you've heard me say this, I'm repeating myself 100 times probably. I don't ask the question, when are you moving? I ask the question, where are you moving to? When are you moving? Can you pay me? Where are you moving to? Is I care that you're leaving me and I can't see you anymore. So you have to ask questions to get them to feel like they're important. You know, well, why do you think I should say that? What's your opinion? And then they feel like they're telling you their opinion, even though I think you're a total asshole and you need to go shoot yourself and leave me alone. But I'm trying to find out what you think, because you never know. I'm a 1, 2, 3 person. I hate the gossip. I don't want to hear about your stories. I don't care how many transactions you did. If you know something, tell me 1, 2, 3, let's do it. Get the hell off. I can turn an hour video into a 10-minute thing and we're done, move on.
Right.
Okay? That's my personality. But unfortunately, as Gina said, that's 1 or 2 or 3% of the world I'm in. I'm special.
I'm
I
gonna get
wrote-
a shirt that says that.
Yeah, I rode the short bus. I mean, hey, you know. But yeah, so what I would do is, first off, they would be on my hit list really quick. And then I would try to find out if they do have some validation about that. But I would not explain myself to them because it's not their business. However, I don't share like a lot of you all do, if you haven't noticed.
And I don't really share either. Like, my circle is really tight.
Intimate.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
intimate.
Yeah, divide your circle in half, cut that in half, and divide that by a quarter. That's mine.
Right.
Yeah, I've not been a large circle person either, even though I know a ton of people, but my inner circle is pretty small.
Right.
If I have somebody that it's different when they're either ignorant or malicious. I mean, it's one or the other. And
Right.
if they're ignorant, they're
Usually
ignorant.
ignorant.
Yeah, if they're ignorant, that's I'm gonna agree with Michael. I'm probably gonna ask questions. If they're maliciously doing things and saying things, that person, which also is going to get cut out of my life, ignorant won't, malicious will immediately. But my go-to answer is just a bold-faced look them in the eye and go, ouch, and then continue right on talking.
Yeah.
It's ouch, it's a pause, and then I continue. And that is, I acknowledge you. You can't really hurt me. It's not going to like pretend like this didn't happen. Ouch. So,
Right.
And I find that that's usually pretty effective. And the other people around you get uncomfortable, but they're not uncomfortable at you. They're uncomfortable that other person is doing things that everybody knows and nobody talks about. So those have been helpful to me. All right. Is anybody else want to share what they're avoiding that's keeping them from their goal because it's too hard or too scary? Mine was making videos, which in the beginning was scary, and I finally wrapped my brain around it. And now it's a time thing. And all I have to do, because I have my brain wrapped around it now, and it's not something that I like, but I didn't like lead generating in the beginning. So I didn't like that either. I'll get to like it at some point. If I do it, it's just like any other habit. I am much more reconciled to it now. I have made some. I need to actually calendar, and then I need to get my assistant to be able to have time on her calendar, which she's been doing also to get them shortened down into TikTok versions and stuff like that. And we need to come up with a plan. And then I need to do my end, which is make the back end of the video and build it. So that's what I haven't done. Does anyone else want to share what they maybe haven't done because it's too hard or too scary? Going once, twice, 3 times. The next question. What is something you want to do, again, work-wise, that is impossible?
That's what?
That's impossible.
I want to do it if it's impossible.
What did you say, Michael?
I wouldn't want to do it if it's impossible. It's too hard. I want something easy.
Yeah, and I don't think anything's impossible. You just got to break it down and do it. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So mine is I'm behind in my goals and to catch up.
Okay.
For the second half, to make up for the first half.
To get you back
get-
on track.
Yeah, to get me back on track.
Perfect. What are you willing to commit to each day or each week towards accomplishing that?
I think if I break it down, instead of looking at, I get overwhelmed. So looking at the fact, and I get mad at myself because I'm behind. So, sorry.
Oh, sweetheart.
Brianna, you're doing great.
I want to tell you that also. You are a beautiful person. You're doing beautiful work. And you do need to pat yourself on the back for the things that you have accomplished and done. And you've done some amazing stuff this year.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Oh.
Do not be sorry. Do not. These
But drive carefully because it's hard to drive when you cry. I've done it.
These conversations go deep sometimes, and that's the point of going in and looking at what we want to do and where we're going. It's okay.
So I have all these. I've been working on my frame of mind, and these negative thoughts are like coming to the forefront. But it's not balanced with what I've overcome. You know, like thoughts of I can do things. So I've just lately been I've been trying to work really hard on being more positive.
I just got off of I have a new Friday morning accountability call with Nick DeVito. He's farther up in the Honey Badgers. I don't know, he's up there somewhere. And he's a new accountability buddy that I'm working with. And it's our first call today. And I met him when I was in Orlando, and then we did Universal together and all that. And he started off the entire conversation. He said, right out of the gate, pick up the phone. Hey, he goes, I want to talk to you about your self-worth. All right, let's talk about my self-worth. And he's like, you're a beautiful human being. And I want you to, if you do not do an affirmation every single morning that says, I am a beautiful human being, where did I write it down? It's somewhere in this pile because I did commit to it. I don't have my notes. I got to find it. You're a beautiful human being and you love yourself. And if you don't start these with that, your day off every day with that, we are not going to meet. And he just, yeah. And so I committed to start my day off with that every single day. I'm a beautiful human being and I love myself and I have value and worth. And you do too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I have family that are like, you need to get out of real estate. I'm just like,
Why do they want you to get out of real estate when you're doing so well?
I've had, I think because I've had like 4 deals to fall through, and that's what they're focusing on.
Okay.
So let me tell you this. Since I don't share often, I'll share. I'm 61. I've been self-employed since I was 21. I have not held a job. I have actually been told by Home Depot I was unemployable. I have an attitude, believe it or not. I'm the boss. And everywhere I approach, anything you give me, I'm the boss. I take over. Every relationship I've been in mainly fell apart because of my work. They don't understand living on a commission check. You're rich 1 month, you're broke for 2 or 3 months. They don't understand that. And they don't understand that I can't go somewhere this trip because I don't have the money. I have to pay bills. And then when I got plenty of money, they see me doing things and think I've got money. And it never registers that I have that fluctuation. And every relationship's been that way. My marriage now is that issue too. It's hard for her to understand because she gets a paycheck every week.
Right.
I don't. So when I get, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, I'm actually paying past bills because it's on my credit card and paying in the future.
Right.
And when people look at you, in fact, I had a client that I'm working with now. He's talking about buying some land and stuff in Carolina, and one of his things was, him and I would go in business together, and we'll go buy some land and sell it all. And in the conversation, I remember how it came out. He goes, "Well, you got plenty of money," and I'm thinking, "No, I don't. You got more money in your bank account than I do," but I didn't say that. They just perceive that if you're a real estate agent, you should be doing really, really well from HGTV, or if you're not doing well, you're bad at it. So go get a job.
Right.
That's the mentality. And those people, you don't have to disown them, but you can't take their, what am I trying to say here, Gina?
You can't take their attitude.
No, you
really, but it's
mentality. You can't take their mentality.
Their employee mentality. You cannot adopt it.
Right. You can't take their mentality and accept it and allow them to get in your head. And the hardest thing, which part of the reason I have an attitude in the way I am, is I quit letting people get in my head. That started when I fired my mother and my brother. The hardest thing in the world I ever did was have to fire my family. I fired my uncle also after that, not for the same reasons, but that was hard. I had 22 employees. I had people that had invested in my business that wanted an income. And no matter who you were, I had to overcome the fact that you're losing me money, which means I'm losing them money, which means I'm gonna lose everything. So, and I had a friend, he's passed now, that finally woke me up. Literally grabbed me by the shoulders and shook me and said, "You've got to pay attention to this. This is not about family. This is business," which is why I don't do business with family and friends anymore, ever. But that mentality of my own family today, my mother and my brother, still is that same way. But you know what? My brother's not working. My brother doesn't have a job. My brother does handyman repair work because he can't deal with people and understand. So you can't let their lack of understanding and their lack of drive, when they're an 8 to 5 person, and if they don't have that paycheck, they're following in the herd and they're not leading the herd. And you're trying to lead. You need to get out of your own head.
And it can be hard to do that. I mean, it really can be.
Extremely hard. I get in my own head sometimes too. I look, okay, you got me sharing, damn it. I have depression, major depression. And I went through 2.5 years of depressed and couldn't do anything. And it took me a long time, and counselors and all this stuff, none of that worked. But what worked was a minister. And I sat down when I was losing my company because I got ripped off for $9 million. I was going through a divorce. I was in excess of $500,000 in debt personally, let alone business-wise. I was filing bankruptcy. I was losing. Everything was out the door. My heart quit on me at 35. I died flat.
Wow.
Okay. So when all of this came around, it took me about 2.5 years to get out of that depression. It was difficult. Today, I don't have a bad life. I got a beautiful wife. She's amazing to me. I have 3 beautiful grandchildren, a son-in-law that's amazing to my wife. I mean, I got a nice little life. It ain't extravagant, but even today, I get money in the bank, I still get depressed. And I've learned my blood pressure. I know the feeling. I know what I got to do when I get the feeling. I've learned that when I get depressed, I have to quit everything. And my therapy is creativity. I have to go do something. Maybe it's mowing the yard and making it prestige, or making something. I make furniture. I make jewelry boxes. I make things out of wood or metal or whatever I got. And I will take a day, sometimes 2, and create or make something. And that gets my mind off of that. Now I feel like I've got that power back. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it's creative.
It may be going for a jog, or it may be going for, you got to figure out what your fix is. What will get you out of the mental state you are in? I don't say that it's depressed or not. That's what it is for me. you've got to find that avenue. It's hard, and yet, yes, I still fight it, but I've learned my avenues over the years. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm done sharing before you make me cry.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah,
Means a lot.
And I know I'm hard, but I love all of you guys. It's difficult in the mornings for me to get in here and sit down to do this because I got so much I want to do. Like yesterday, I got stupid and took a person out before I got them finally approved. And after I wasted half of my day, realized that this is a dead end lead. And I know better. We still do stuff, but it's okay.
yeah, it is. And I agree, Brianna, with Michael that you got to find your spot. I mean, I have gone through different things too, where you start spiraling, you start going down, and you just beat yourself up right and left, and all of those little mean thoughts in your own head start going, you're this, you're that, or whatever, or you can't. But in my heart, I know I can. And so I acknowledge that. When I start doing that, I recognize that I'm doing that. I let it be there for a little while. And then I say, okay, that's it. You can't do this anymore. And for me, like Michael, I have to do something. A lot of times it's outside. So, and I have all kinds of different creativity things that I do, but I have to change the scenario so that I'm not sitting, like I said earlier, I know I'll fight back if I'm just sitting here in front of this computer.
Right.
If I got myself locked up in this office and I can't see outside of just that stuff,
Right.
then whether I do it consciously or not, I start fighting back. And I'll make it not work.
Right.
For whatever reason. So I agree, you have to find that what's going to work for you. And if you do decide to let yourself wallow for a little bit, so to speak, in all that negativity and stuff, then do, and then say, okay, you've done that. Now it's time to move on and refocus yourself. I haven't personally done a lot of the affirmation stuff that Gina has talked about, but I can see how it works. It just feels stupid to me. I don't know why. I don't know, but so I've never, actually I did it once because somebody talked me into it. And I put these little signs. I put these little signs on the doors on the house and said, stuff like you're beautiful and you're good and you're whatever. And it's funny because at the time my daughter and grandson were both living here. My daughter still is, even though she's not here now. But my grandson and my daughter both took offense to it. I didn't tell them what I was doing or whatever, but they took it as if I was doing something to them. Even though they were positive things, they both got mad.
Oh no.
And I laughed because I said, no, it's this thing that I'm doing and whatever. But, putting the sticky notes all over and the smiling faces and whatever, that I can't bring myself to do that. I try to talk myself to it once in a while, but it's just, I don't know. I have a hard time with it. It's probably because I don't always feel that way. I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, find that place that's good for you.
Mine is outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like my walks, the park.
Yep. I've gotten frustrated and gone up. I'm close to the Blue Mountains, so I've gotten frustrated and gone up when you shouldn't be going up, gone up and
Uh-oh.
trail because I needed to work that out. I needed to physically
Right.
move that out of me. I've sanded furniture down to refinish it like a crazy person, just to physically work that negativity out of me.
Right.
So, but it's hard to do that sometimes, especially with, you've got a pretty full life with all the kids and stuff, you know? I don't know. I commend you. I don't think I can do that. So I don't know. I am also going to have to jump though, because I've got to reach out to my client and figure out they want to walk through. So I've got to say, you know, this and this and this is probably going to happen. Are you going to fix these things before closing on your own, even though it's not your house? Because I don't think it's going to fly on VA. I just don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
the buyer's gonna fix it?
Buyer has said that in the initial listing, the buyer said that they will give an inspection period of 5 days.
Right.
For information only, period. The seller will not fix anything.
Right. But it's VA and it will need to be fixed.
Yeah, I'm pretty there's some stuff on there I'm pretty sure that are going to need to be fixed. That's why I reached out to the person I was talking to, but I haven't done enough deals and I haven't done enough of that to know for sure this and this and this are going to be flags. But and they haven't done their own inspection yet. They're just moving back into the picture and want the house. It's in the location they need it to be. It's in the price range they need it to be. But and it's now available. So they just want to go forward and work through it. So I get that because they've got time constraints and need a place to live. You know,
right.
They're getting out of the military and they've got a family and they're going to be somewhere, you know, and already a job lined up and all that stuff. So I get it.
It's important, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's imperative.
Mm-hmm. I just don't. I wish they were able to move their price bracket up a little bit so that it wasn't as difficult, but because of different income that can't be confirmed right now, can't be counted.
Right.
It can't be counted. So because of that, they can't move into a bigger bracket. But they have tons of money coming in, and to be stuck in this little bracket is got to be hard
right.
too.
Right.
You know, I mean, tons compared to what I have.
I got to jump off. I got to get on my phone. Y'all have a great weekend.
Thanks for
sharing. Thank you. You guys have really helped me. So thank you.
Holler if you need. Bye, guys.
All right.
Definitely.
Thanks.
You can reach out anytime.
Bye.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
I mean that.